Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another edition of Pro Wrestling Tonight right here on IndieQuebec.com. It's the Prez once again with my co-host, magnificent Drey Breeze. How you doing, Drey?
I'm doing great, man. What's up?
Doing good, man. The mention, that's a nice Crooks and Castles shirt. If anyone wants to check it out, you can use Brad A10 for a discount. Brad Alexis has discount codes for Crooks and Castles clothing.
Yeah,
Pretty good brand. Pretty good brand.
indeed.
So, how did you like Dynamite tonight, man?
Man, it was fire.
Yeah, it's another solid week of action here. They
Yeah,
started
man.
out once again. This is like a pattern, like as we've noticed, a big match to start it out. CM
Yep.
Punk against Penta Obscuro.
Sorry. Yeah, what a match,
Yeah, it was a great match. Um,
man.
I always find it a little hard to get over Alex Abrahantes. His character has
Yeah,
just become like so ridiculous.
he's got that Halloween costume store. That's
Yeah,
just
he
that's
really does.
like it really looks like that. He should have just they should have just stuck him in like a dark tux or a
Yeah,
dark suit with a red shirt. You know what I mean, or
he's wearing
something
a
like.
straight up like vampire Halloween costume, basically from like
It's
Party City.
like the $1995 one, the
No, that's
$19,
it exactly.
not the nice $60 one, the $19
Yeah, that's it. But yeah, that being said, yeah, awesome way to start off the show. This is almost like, I wouldn't say a dream match, but it's like a match people would be like, man, that would be cool to see, you know?
one. Well, to me, it's a pay-per-view quality, man.
No, definitely. They could have
Like,
saved this one for pay-per-view.
yeah, like I see this being like, like it could have been like for the TV title or something. You know what I mean? The TNT
Mm,
title.
yeah.
That would have been that quality of the match. You got two really big, popular, competitors with records that are stellar in the company. You know what I mean? So I thought they were going to make it end on like a double count out or a disqualification or something like that. I was surprised that it was a clean pin.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd say Penta, he could use some better booking in general. I mean, there's been a lot of stopping and starting with his character, and I think with injuries and
Yeah.
weird, like he's done many heel turns and stuff, but like this guy should be like a main eventer in my opinion, you know?
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. Like if not the main event, like high
High
mid card.
undercard kind of thing,
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? Yeah, like he should be for the TNT title on a regular
At least,
basis,
yeah,
or
at least for
the
sure.
or the Ring of Honor TV title, like we saw tonight. Things like that. You know what I'm saying? Instead, he's booked as it's like they know they're gonna get a pop because of who he is and everything, but he's just booked in the middle, not in
Yeah,
a title match, like in fillers, you know what I mean? So I don't know.
that's it. We haven't really seen many interesting feuds. I mean, they had a good match with the Young Bucks at one point, him and Ray, and they've had good matches, but like we want to see more, you know?
Yeah, exactly, exactly. You know,
Yeah.
and see him more on the winning side. That's
That's
pushing him
it. Exactly. Like he didn't need to
progressively.
lose this match necessarily, you know?
That's what I'm saying because I knew CM Punk was going to win in a way. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh well, he's going to be the one that's going to take the loss. But I was like, at least be creative with the loss.
Yeah.
Like now you make him get pinned, so that kind of like knocks him off of his possibility for like a title, like the title. Because he got knocked off by a guy. So you're like, okay, well he got beat by CM Punk, so obviously he's not challenging for the heavyweight title anytime soon. You
No,
know
for
what I'm
sure.
saying?
Especially
That's
with
why.
like the ranking systems, which they do like kind of use, but
Kind of, exactly. So then you're like, oh, well, they just ruined his chance of main eventing, in a way, Well, for at least a couple months, you just
yeah,
knocked them
yeah.
down the
Like it
ladder,
shows they're definitely not like thinking of using him anyway in that light for sure.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
So
So then,
yeah.
but yeah, so yeah, pretty great start opener. Then we had Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus against Red Dragon for the tag belts. I thought this was a
Oh,
good one. Another surprisingly good performance out of Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy, I'd say.
yeah, it was a good
I'd say
match.
Jungle Boy like was more impressive in this one than
Yeah, yeah. Jungle Boy was pretty impressive in this. The kid could really go in this.
yeah, he
I
was
felt like,
like going toe to toe with Red Dragon. Red Dragon are like world class, so
yeah, but that's what I was gonna say. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're going overall the match and everything, Red Dragon was the one that controlled the pace of the match. You could tell the veterans they were leading the match. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like
definitely.
they were
Yeah.
doing everything during the match, and then they were giving spots to the other two basically, because the other two are really green. You know what I mean? So yeah, they're good for spots, but that's about it. Pacing a match, you don't see Luchasaurus pacing no
No,
match.
no.
Or
That's
you
definitely
know,
probably more their forte for sure. Fish and O'Reilly.
yeah,
They
exactly.
they lose the match, but they looked very good. There were some really cool spots in this match.
Yeah, and I
Uh,
love the heel. At the end, like, yeah, I like that because it's like, okay, they took a loss, a clean loss, but
but then
they come
O'Reilly's
back,
like, fuck it, and he just goes, gets a chair and just starts attacking them anyways.
which is what heels should do, because that
Yeah,
way
it is what heels should do.
the heels don't lose heat. You see too many heels, like, see, for example, Penta is a heel basically. He loses to Punk cleanly, doesn't do anything. Why isn't he breaking a shovel on his back? Why isn't his manager? What is his use besides being a translator? Why did
Nothing.
he interfere? You know what I'm saying? Like, it was like, oh, it's going to be a clean match, And I'm saying that's why I like what O'Reilly did. It was a loss, yeah, but we're still the thorn in your side. This is not over, which is
Yeah,
what a heel does.
that's it. Like they lost to them. I'd say like Red Dragon, they can afford a loss here or there, but we haven't seen that much of them either. So that kind of was like questionable in a way for them to lose. But like you said, I like the way that it ended. Then we got FTR involved in this.
Oh, yeah, that was nice.
So yeah, there's a lot of movement in the tag in
Yeah,
that tag division.
FTR. I'd love to see them in the ring with Red Dragon for the
Yeah,
Ring of Honor titles or the AAA titles, or any title for that matter. So that's a match I'm looking forward to. Oh yeah.
yeah. Hopefully we end up seeing that. I'm pretty sure that they're building towards that. We had MJF, who got a particularly lot of heat here tonight, as usual,
As
but
usual.
he did a great job here against Sean Dean, the captain Sean Dean, who like changed his character a bit. Now he's got like some tactical paint on, like
Yeah.
a like a special forces dude.
Hey,
Yeah,
and coming up with a win again.
that's it. He ends up winning with this. That's like his character. He's like the lucky guy, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. He had nothing to do with the win, but he got the win.
And yeah,
You
so
know,
we're seeing like another week in the ascension of Wardlow here. So Wardlow comes out
like,
and they
this
send
was
out
good.
like 50 security guards after him. He just destroys all of them.
This is good though. This is good. You know what I mean? Like, if you're looking at this as wrestling standards, this
For
is
sure.
good. I mean, even him dressed as a security guard. That was pretty slick, because even I didn't notice it was him.
Like,
That was
what?
a
What?
security.
Oh,
You know what
yeah.
I'm
He like
saying? That it was
snuck
like,
in masked, took
yeah,
off his
exactly.
mask.
That was pretty cool. That was great for the setup. And then the after effect also. The fact that the guys were all out there blocking MJF, he didn't get back in the ring on time, ends up losing, and then Wardlow ends up beating a bunch of guys up backstage again, and then grabbing the camera and saying this isn't over. You know what I mean? And the camera cutting out. Like, to me, that's quality. That was a
Yeah,
quality
it's a
segment.
good build here.
Yeah.
This one though, I think we'll see at the pay-per-view. I mean, they do give away a lot of good matches on TV, but
Yeah,
probably we won't see Wardlow wrestle for, oh no, we will be seeing Wardlow wrestle because then later on MJF is like, okay, he's kind of like realized that Wardlow's gonna keep doing this. So instead,
he's gonna
he's
make
gonna
him.
make him fight the Butcher.
Yeah, which was really out of nowhere. But I like that whole quick segment though, the exchange of cash, and then the whole rhyme that he did in his promo to set up for the Butcher was good. But then in my head, I'm like, okay, the Butcher, like if I have money and I'm gonna get one of the wrestlers in AEW to fuck Wardlow up, I'm not paying for the Butcher. Like, why are
Yeah,
you
really.
paying for the Butcher? He just got his ass handed to him by Jeff Hardy last week. Like, and you're gonna put him up against Wardlow, and you're paying.
It's just
You
gonna be like impressive to see Wardlow powerbomb him. Like
exactly,
that's
because he's a big dude. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? But nonetheless, like,
This
we're not.
might
We're
be like a storyline, like maybe like, okay, he'll run through the Butcher, but then like next week it'll be someone like a bit better and then a bit better and a bit better.
yeah, that's it. They're gonna. It's another version of the Goldberg build.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
That's what That's what it's gonna be. It's another
Yeah, but
version.
yeah, I'd say like, yeah, this build is going really well. They're really protecting Wardlow. They're really taking their time and it's paying off,
Yeah.
people are getting into it for sure.
Oh man, are they ever? I mean,
Surprisingly, I would say. I mean, Wardlow, he's had these squash matches, but like he's really popular now. He hasn't even had like that many big significant matches yet.
no, he has that thing that people love, that David Batista appeal. That Goldberg appeal, that big guy that's
Like,
so big
oh,
and
like my
you're
favorite
like,
guy though could kick your favorite guy. Like you didn't see my guy. He's the most jacked. Like, come on. Like the
exactly,
shit people used to say about Goldberg.
exactly,
Yeah, for sure.
exactly. That's exactly what they say when they see Wardlow.
Yeah,
He's a tank. He's a tank at the end of the day, and that's his persona.
that's
So
it. And yeah, like they've done well with him, I would say for sure.
I mean, even as kids, who doesn't love a big guy that uses a power bomb as a finisher? I mean, even a guy that was a mid carder, like who didn't love Adam Bomb?
There you
Please,
go.
Adam Bomb would come out. He was a mid carder, but he was the best thing on Saturday morning. He would come out and power bomb a guy, and that's all you wanted to see.
Adam Bomb. Unfortunately, they didn't go full on with this guy, but
But he was
yeah,
cool. You know what I'm saying? He was a cool fucking character.
yeah,
Like,
no, for sure. The power bomb is like it's a classic power move, and like they can make it mean something. Back in the day, a power bomb meant something. The
exactly.
guy didn't have to power bomb someone twice. If someone got power bombed twice, it was like you're getting stretchered out for sure.
Yes, yes, it was, and I remember. I think it was Psycho Sid power bombed the guy like 3 times. A kid in the front row was crying. You're killing him.
That's it. It's like you're really killing him here. That's it.
You know, now these guys do power bombs like 5 times in a row. They power bomb the guy, pick him back up, slam him again. But the thing is they're 5'10", and they're 6 foot. You know, but when you get that guy that's like jacked and that's like 6'10", like Psycho Sid, and he just floats the guy
That's
across
it
the ring.
exactly.
Like he would throw the guy like three
Yeah, the guy's
feet.
like like a freaking like a volleyball for a couple seconds there. Just
Exactly. He would just float. No control. Like he could fall and kill himself. Like it was just like sending him off to his death. It was the most beautiful thing to watch every Saturday. I swear to God. It was awesome.
yeah, for sure. Sid's power bombs. I mean, they were awesome. And like, yeah, Wardlow has one
Yeah.
of those kind of power bombs. Like this is his finisher here. He's not just doing it out of
Yeah.
nowhere. which is good. You know, you got to build the guy's finisher. That's like an integral part of wrestling.
Of the character, exactly. You know,
Yeah.
exactly.
So then we had a 3-on-3, which like even this match was almost like a pay-per-view quality match, you know?
It was, it was, it was. Even the little bitty promo before that had them with the car and they stole their shoes and
Yeah,
left them.
exactly. And they
The
took out
build up.
2.0. So 2.0 weren't a factor, which was like a cool way to build up, like, you know, to even the
Yeah,
odds.
exactly. And you
Because
concentrate on
otherwise,
the rest, you
yeah.
know.
So yeah, we got more of like a straight up match, at least for most of it. Jericho with Garcia and Hager taking on Santana Ortiz and Eddie Kingston, who was wearing a Junkyard Dog tribute T-shirt, which was cool.
Yeah, it was. It was cool. It was cool. It was cool to see him, and it was a good match, man.
Yeah, it was
Wow,
great. I mean,
great brawl.
it felt like for a little while, like we had been saying, Jericho felt like he wasn't like caring that much or whatever it was, but it seems like he's really back into it.
Well,
You
this
know?
thing is like renewed or rekindled his. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Jericho's a guy, I guess, that he gets bored with things. You know,
yeah,
and when he gets bored, we can tell as fans he's bored because he's boring. And then you know
yeah.
what I'm saying? He gets like how do you
Just
say
like
disconnected?
going through the motions kind of thing. And
Exactly. He's disconnected with what he's doing, you know,
yeah,
and everything. But now you can see that this whole new thing that they've got going and everything with the Jericho Appreciation Society or whatnot is fucking awesome, man. Like, and he fits more with this group than the group before. Like the guys didn't make sense together.
yeah,
Like
like
another guy
they
told me
kind
this
of
thing.
made it work, but at it, from the start, it was like a stretch, you know? Yeah.
Exactly. I think it was the Matt Hardy family. It's just like, what the fuck are all
Yeah,
these guys
yeah,
in
yeah.
for? There's no reason for them to be affiliated in their way of thinking, in their character's way of thinking. There's no goal for them to be friends at all. You know what I'm saying? And it was the
Yeah,
same
like,
thing with
and they
Jericho.
didn't, like, you can maybe do that, but then, like, you got to somewhat adapt someone's character at some point. But no, they're just like, no, the butcher's just going to stay the butcher. Like,
Exactly. And that's just it with you know, well, what was the name of the group again they used to have? I
the
already
Hardy
forgot it.
family office.
No, not the Pinnacle, but Jericho. The what was their name again
Oh,
before?
the inner circle.
Yeah, the Inner Circle. See what I'm saying? Jesus Christ, what the fuck? The Inner Circle. You know what I'm saying? It was just like, okay,
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
I didn't like it
Kingston,
from the
Santana, and Ortiz definitely fit in together as like a unit.
exactly. And it's better. These other guys are heels. They're good heels. They fit together as heels in the Jericho Appreciation. They
Yeah.
look like heels. You know. Another guy said the same thing to me the other day. It was like, holy shit, Jericho looks so much better with this group. Like, I was like, they do fit together better. You know, the chemistry looks better also. It's not awkward,
And they
you
look
know?
like, it looks like it makes sense. It looks like they legit kind of do look up to him, you know, which they probably do, you know, like,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
yeah,
Especially the three young guys. Yeah.
that's it. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then, yeah, so Jericho and the rest of the society, they pull up the win here, which is good for their builds. I think
Pete,
this one's
yeah.
gonna keep on going. Maybe we'll see another stadium stampede or something like that with these
Yeah,
guys.
and Santana, Ortiz, and Kingston are going to need to bring in somebody, and it's going to be Homicide and Hernandez. Watch.
Yeah, that
Watch.
would be
It's
that
going to
would be
be
pretty cool.
Homicide and Hernandez. Or it's going to be Low Key and Dan Math.
That yeah, that would be cool too. Yeah. I would love to see low key. He's like a missing piece in all of this, and I'm sure Tony Khan and Homicide, you know, Homicide, he's not what he used to be, obviously, but like the man has earned his name, you know.
Homicide is still good. It just depends the day you get him. Like, and no beef or diss to him at all. Like, he's an older man. I've seen him go out there, you know, and maybe not have the most glorious match you've ever seen him have. And then I've seen some matches recently where I was saying to myself, God damn, he looks in shape, like he looks
For
better. You know
yeah, yeah,
what I mean?
that's it.
Like
You're right.
he looks like maybe he had an injury when he last time I saw him a couple like a year or two ago. You know, I was like, oh, he slowed down a little bit or whatnot, but he was probably hurt or something. You know
I
what I
think
mean?
he even had like some phases where he slowed down a bit, even like 10 years ago. And you're like, okay, is he getting towards the end? But then he'll be like more reinvigorated. You see him come back somewhere or, you know,
Exactly, exactly. You know, I mean, he's
homicide.
not the youngest man. You know what I'm saying? He's been around for a long
No,
time.
for sure. But yeah, like he deserves though. He deserves to be like he deserves at least a couple years of that big AEW money contract, you know.
Exactly, and exposure that he hasn't had since he was
Yeah,
at those beginning days of TNA. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
people need to remember him so that it's like when he does hang up his boots, you know, they're like, "Oh, homicide, man!" Like
yeah,
he's been TNA tag champion, I don't know how many times. You know what I'm saying? Like Ring of Honor world champion, wasn't he? He was
yeah,
world champion in
for
Ring of
sure.
Honor.
Yeah, he was.
You know what I'm saying? Like
And
he's been a world champion. Fuck, I mean,
he was pretty cool in the X division too
X Division
in
titles
TNA.
too. You know.
Yeah.
He's definitely a Hall of Famer, and nobody seems to talk about it. I
Yeah, a
don't know
lot
if
of
it's,
people kind of forget about homicide,
when it
unfortunately.
comes, yeah, for real,
People go back and watch some good homicide matches. I suggest that for sure. And yeah, like if they would go back and watch, like now that they have the Ring of Honor back library,
Yeah.
like that would be a guy that like, people will want to go back and watch some of his like matches in his prime. Then he was like really freaking awesome, you know?
Yo, he was crazy. He was really crazy. Like he was doing dives, man. He was doing a dive. Like Darby Allin's dive is a homicide dive. Like he would dive. It wasn't what
Yeah.
CM Punk did a little while ago where I had to say to myself, why didn't he just fucking baseball slide? Because that dive looked so terrible. When you're so slow out the ring and I see your face expression and I see you push with your forearm, it's a terrible dive, man. Like it's a terrible dive, dude. Like
Yeah. If you're going to do a
don't
bad dive, just don't do
don't
it.
do a dive. You know what I'm saying? If you feel like, oh
It's
fuck,
not
I'm
like there's
48.
not going to be like 10 other guys doing dives on the show anyways.
Exactly. I thought it was a totally useless spot, But if
Mhm.
you're gonna do a dive, do one like Darby Allen does. When
Yeah,
Darby Allen
exactly. Just pitch your
cannonballs his
body.
ass, just throw your damn body into the guy. The guy's gonna catch you. He's gonna stop you. Like if you're scared, you're gonna look stupid.
Yeah,
It's gonna
then
look
like,
stupid,
yeah.
In
Or like
homicide
the
was
old
that
Mexican luchadors from WCW, they'd end up like 20 feet away from the ring after a dive, you know?
exactly. They'd end up in the fucking chairs with the crowd
That's
on
it,
the crowd.
exactly.
Like some people would get hit by dives. It was like sit next to the stage, next to the ring at your own risk. You know what I'm
At one
saying?
point, Davey Richards had this dive that he would do where he would land in the crowd. That was like part of it. And like 1 out of 4 times, he'd end up like smoking a guy in the face with his foot, you know?
Yeah,
And the fans
exactly.
like, yeah, Ring of Honor rules.
You know what I'm saying? So do
Yeah,
that. Homicide dives or
yeah.
don't.
No, that's
and
it.
his finisher, the Gringo Killer, is probably the craziest finisher that somebody could put somebody in. Like if he messes up, he breaks
You're
your neck.
done. You're probably paralyzed.
I'm sure he's accidentally, and this isn't a knock on him, and I wouldn't even have the guts to ask him if he was on. I'm sure he's hurt some people accidentally. For
Yeah, I
sure, a
know.
guy has slid and
A
fallen
move
on his
that
neck.
dangerous. I mean, it's
Man,
like the Styles Clash, you know?
exactly. It's just fucking like take the pain,
There's
bro.
there's like a small window of uh like it has to be perfectly timed or else like it could go very wrong, you know?
It could go very fucking wrong. Yeah, exactly. I never saw him hurt anybody. I'm
No,
just
same,
assuming.
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I'm assuming
Yeah.
it's
But
it's
no,
got to
that's
have
it. It looks so dangerous that one would assume that.
that one guy got it and
Especially
didn't
that he
get
wrestled so much on the indies with probably like idiots who don't know how to take a bump, you know?
exactly. For sure, some guys like has a problem walking with his left leg right now. So,
Yeah.
due to the
No,
gringo
no, I
kill.
mean like you want to like make if you're showing people like you want to shock someone with a wrestling move, show them a video of someone doing that, they'll be like, oh my God, you know?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Definitely don't do that.
Yeah,
Definitely.
exactly. Yeah.
So yeah,
So,
hopefully they bring out Homicide and Hernandez because I know Hernandez is like not with Impact contractually right now. You know, they parted ways amicably, but
yeah, it's
they
been a
don't.
while since you've seen the Hernandez
Yeah,
around.
they don't have anything for him anymore. Right? You know what I'm saying? So why keep a guy there that like honestly, there's no room on the roster to use him. So he's probably that would be cool if they showed up with those two. Like, yeah, man, the whole
Yeah, yeah,
LAX.
for like a special like big brawl kind of thing.
Yeah, that would be the
Yeah,
shit.
that would
Five
be
on
pretty
five.
cool. I would
Yeah.
say for sure.
And then just
How,
send them to Ring of Honor. You know what I'm saying? So, because
yeah,
Santana and Ortiz, they don't use LAX. You can't use LAX. LAX belongs to Impact Wrestling.
that's it.
Or Conan, I think, might own it, and he's not there. So, you know what I'm saying? So, if you bring Homicide Hernandez, just send Homicide and Hernandez to Ring of Honor as Homicide
Fill
and
out
Hernandez.
that roster.
Fill out that roster, man. They're gonna need to. Apparently, he's been talking for with Time Warner for Ring of Honor to be on TV on a weekly show on, I would assume, either TBS or TNT or something like
Nice.
that. You know,
Yeah,
so
that would be awesome. I
they're gonna need.
mean, I heard Time Warner, they just got acquired by National Geographic or something,
That's cool.
but apparently it's not going to affect
Like
AEW
programming and stuff.
in a
Yeah, yeah,
bad way as of now. But we all
yeah.
know one of the reasons WCW closed is because of the original AOL Time Warner merger, when like Ted Turner kind of got like outvoted out of his own company, and then the
Yeah,
other corporation guys were like, fuck wrestling.
yeah. It could happen, but then again, we're talking about a billionaire, Tony Khan, who owns a football team. So if he's not on
Yeah,
TNT and he's not on TBS, he'll be on Vice or he'll be on something
he'll
else.
be
You
on
know what I'm
something
saying?
for sure.
He'll be on a cable TV channel. So he
Yeah.
doesn't give a shit. That's for sure. So
So what did you think about the debut of Marina Shafir taking on Sky Blue, who actually got a crazy big, well, not a crazy big reaction, but a pretty big reaction.
yeah, she has a big cult following, man, because
Yeah,
she looks like $1,000,000. She's cute. So that's why the
that's
guys
it.
love
She's
her.
real good looking
She's
out there.
really pretty. So she's a good wrestler too. But I mean, like, she was gonna lose. It's the debut of this big fucking judo champion that they signed. They're not gonna, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I thought
But
Shafir looked awesome in there.
Shafir looked awesome, but she messed up a couple moves. Now, was it because she messed them up or the other one didn't follow
Right.
properly when they were going through the motions or whatnot? But there was a few mess ups there where she had to adjust like the hold she wanted to do.
Yeah, yeah. There was some and I mean,
Yeah.
I'd say that's a bit par for the course for the AEW women's division. Like almost every match has these moments. Not all,
Yeah.
a
Well,
lot.
they signed a bunch of up and coming green girls. Like
That's
most of
it. You
those
kind
girls,
of get what you get.
exactly. Like,
WWE to get to where their women's roster is today, it took a lot of work.
yeah,
Right?
because they don't want them making mistakes like that on TV.
And I
So
mean,
they
even
run them, they drill
WWE,
them.
no, exactly. And even WWE with their training facility and everything, like they have Sasha Banks, Charlotte, Becky, and Asuka. They all came out kind of around the same time. And like since then, the new women don't really follow up even like in wrestling quality, I would say, to the, they got some good ones, but like,
Yeah, like what's her name there? Ripley. Ripley's really
yeah,
good,
she's very good, for
but
sure.
she'll make mistakes too. Tony Storm was awesome and they let her go for no
Yeah.
fucking reason whatsoever.
Io
What she
Shirai
did.
is real good.
Yoshirai's good. I mean, Natty's good because Natty was trained by the Hearts, so
That's
she
it.
doesn't make mistakes. But that's not their training. That's That's from elsewhere. You know what I'm saying? But besides that, none of them. I mean, Bianca Belair is an okay wrestler, but she's more show than and athletic
She still
ability
has
than.
like a lot of way to go, I would say.
Yeah, exactly. Like her moves, also selection sometimes are not like the. You know what I mean? Not the most impressive moves. You
No,
know what I'm.
that's it exactly. I still say she's great, great athlete, but
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, she
I still
is.
see her like progressing farther.
Oh yeah,
She's
she's
not
going to be
like
super
done.
good. You
Yeah,
know,
she's not done like
no
evolving.
learning.
Yeah.
No, definitely not. Yeah.
But yeah, that being said, yeah, like there's some mistakes here and there, but yeah, like I like Shafir's character.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Her presence
Yeah,
is
yeah, yeah.
intimidating. I was like, I'm a dude, and I'd be like, yo, this bitch could kick my ass.
Mm,
Even if
yeah.
even I didn't know she did judo, like if I saw her in a
No,
bar, I'd
that's
be like,
it. She has an aura about her. She has this
yeah, you're
confidence,
just like,
you know?
yo, man, I ain't talking to her. She gonna backslap. You know what I'm saying? And so
Yeah, I
that's
don't know if
good.
she's gonna be like full time or is this just a little run she's gonna do, but we'll see. I
I don't
think
know. The
yeah, but I
money's
like her
good, man.
character.
So
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, we had Dan Lambert basically cut a promo backstage. Not really saying anything that important, but he was funny, of course.
oh, they
Talking
were they
uh
were great.
yeah, talking
Talking
about
about
Sammy and Ty
the
Conti.
Battle of the Belts on Saturday.
Yeah, which is like kind of weird. Like that's on Saturday. But Adam Page against Adam Cole Texas Death Match is on Friday.
Yeah,
So it's a big AEW weekend coming up.
I found this is probably my only negative critique of the whole show. I found it to be very like when you're on the internet and there's a bunch of shit popping up and there's a bunch of shit being shot at you, commercials coming up and ads popping up every fucking 5 minutes and stuff. I found that the show was very added, like Friday night
It's just
rampage.
shooting like
This-
a lot of
this-
information at you. Like,
Exactly, Battle of the Belts, and then there was a promo, and then you're like, okay, what night is this? And next Wednesday we're going into, and then you're just like, holy
yeah,
shit,
that's
calm
true.
down,
That's a
man.
good point.
Like
Yeah,
I don't
like
even
they
know what's
shouldn't have
what.
started advertising matches for already next Dynamite. Like, let's just get over with like at least Rampage and Battle of the Belts. Start talking about Dynamite after, like, whoa, like,
Exactly. Like start talking about Dynamite at the end of Rampage.
there you
Then you could
go.
start to say there's gonna they're gonna meet at whatchamacallit. But he's got a match tomorrow at Battle of the Belts, because right now you're just giving me a bunch of information, a bunch of matches. I don't know what's where, what's going,
And some
what
of the
night, what
guys, it's like, who cares to begin with, kind of thing. Like, it's not even information worth remembering. Like,
exactly. And then
the
and the other thing,
pre-qualifiers of the Owen Hart tournament, like, how long are these tournaments going to last? There's qualifying matches for two tournaments, and then the tournament. There wasn't even any matches involving that tournament tonight either.
no, exactly. And then
This
you've
is
got
going to go on for like 6 months.
yeah, and think of it, you got AEW Dark on Monday. And then you've got Wednesday Dynamite, Friday Rampage, Saturday Battle of the Belts. How much wrestling do you think one person can watch in a week?
And that's just one freaking league.
This is just one show. You know what I'm saying? Like to me, it's like, yo, okay, guys, you're doing what WWE does that people didn't like. Raw's 3 hours. It should be two. You
Yeah.
know, you're just throwing too much shit, and
Don't
it's
water
too
down your
much.
content. Like,
Exactly. It's like you're throwing me every possible match that you're gonna ever be able to book. And think of it, Ring of Honor doesn't have their TV station, their TV time yet. What? You're gonna put it on Tuesday? So it's gonna be Monday, Tuesday,
yeah, that's going
fucking
to be weird.
Wednesday, Friday, Thursday, Impact, because well, Impact's our friends, so we don't do Thursday nights. Impact on Thursday, Friday, and then you do the fucking pay-per-view on the weekend? Like people have lives.
No, yeah,
Nobody's gonna watch every fucking episode. And you know what I'm saying? Like, Jesus
it's
Christ, man.
unrealistic to expect any people to watch all of this. Like, but I do understand, like, they only have pay-per-views once every 3 months. So it's cool they throw out a special every once in a while. But I don't know, it doesn't feel I mean, I'm not complaining, but it feels like the timing's a little weird here.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know.
Yeah.
So
So yeah, so next we had another awesome tag match. Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland against hometown Starks and Powerhouse Hobbs.
this was good.
Yeah, yeah. Kind of a face reaction for Team Taz, but
It was
Starks is from New Orleans, so
exactly. So, it's normal. Sometimes some heels get cheered in their hometown. That's happened before. I mean,
yeah, yeah,
Bret Hart was heel and he get cheered every time they
exactly.
were in Canada. So, it's just like that, which is good. This match was good, man. Four really talented young guys really going at it, like it
Yeah, they
was.
built up this little feud. It wasn't like I like feuds like this though, because it gives the guys something to do. It wasn't like the craziest feud, but like, they made it a bit personal. I thought Strickland showed some good he was very impressive in this one.
Oh man, Shane is great. What a wrestler.
Yeah,
Like such a talented athlete.
like
Wow.
him and Keith Lee, they don't need to be in a team all the time for sure, because like I would say they both should be more singles. But
Yeah.
if they have some kind of like alliance, that could be good.
Yeah, if they were like a clique, with
Yeah,
somebody else, like a
it gives them
kind of
something to
like the
do.
New Day are, you know what I'm saying? How the
Yeah,
New Day or the New Day, something like that. Yeah, it would be something worth
maybe checking
bring-
out. Yeah, that's it.
yeah,
Because they
exactly.
got to find stuff for all these guys to do.
Oh
All
yeah, they
these guys
definitely
that
have to
they
have
signed.
storyline. Yeah. I mean,
Like you can't
yeah.
just have them come out and be like, oh yeah, it's just having great matches. Like
No,
people.
exactly. There has to be a storyline to follow. You know what I
That's
mean?
it.
It has to be, or it's not interesting at one point. It starts to get tiring after a while. So this match was so good, though. So talented, man. And I'm
Yeah,
glad that Team Taz won. I thought when Taz came out, it was a little bit awkward because of the way he came out. I was just like, okay, is he going to basically say they're going to lose and he's going to get in the ring and say, I'm done with you too?
yeah.
You
I
know what
thought
I'm
that might
saying?
happen too. Yeah,
That's the kind of vibe I got. And then he interfered and they won. I was like, oh, cool. So this is continuing. Good. Okay, good.
yeah. I'm happy to see. Like I was even thinking at the beginning of the match, like, okay, this is getting weird. Like this team Taz, like without Taz.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I thought too. I was like, what the fuck? Is it even Team Taz really anymore? You know what I'm saying? Or is he just Taz's protege? So he gets to carry the belt. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But Taz basically he's just a fucking broadcaster again. So
Oh yeah. So Taz gets involved here. And yeah, I mean, Keith Lee and Strickland, we could say like the same thing we've said about multiple other people's on this show. Like they don't necessarily need to lose. It's not necessarily the best thing for their character, but it was a great match, and I don't think people will really focus that much on that.
no, because they're not a team usually.
That too, that too. It's not like they're going to be going for the tag titles or anything like that.
No, exactly. So yeah,
Yeah.
good move by
So
them.
then on to our main event, which was
Wow.
another like for sure, like you could say pay-per-view quality match.
I'd actually put this in. This is a classic match. Like this is the type of match you would have recorded with your VCR
There you go.
back in the 90s. And you would have been like, yo, like a couple of months later, having friends over and going, yo, put on that Suzuki versus Joe match, man, where they just slap the
Yeah, like
shit
you
out
want
of
to
each
see a
other.
fucking two guys beat the crap out of each other for real, basically.
Like, this is the match that you want to show to your friends. Your friend that used to watch wrestling, but the only wrestling he knows is like WWE. 88 to 95. And
Yeah,
then he always says, "Oh, wrestling's fake." And then you're like, yeah, the result is, because it's a choreographed battle and stuff. But the moves they do, there's a lot of shit. The guy takes a high impact hit. Oh, I don't know what you're talking about. And you want to put this tape on. Watch these two motherfuckers slap the shit out of each other for literally 5 real 60-second minutes.
yeah,
5 minutes. Like
for
just
real.
like over and over and over again. This was brutal.
And Suzuki, I'll say, like, during the WrestleMania weekend, there's some matches he had that were way less like physical than this one. Like, this was the Suzuki that everyone wants to see. This is the Suzuki that people like talk about. This was
Yeah.
like a legendary Suzuki, and Joe was like wrestling like Ring of Honor style Joe in this one. You
Oh
know?
yeah. He's mean. He is. I was watching this match go on, and in my head, I was just like, I wonder what Vince thinks when he sees this.
Yeah, this is
I mean,
totally not WWE style.
you know what I'm saying? I wonder when he looks at it if he says to himself, "Fuck, we should have done that." You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
when you see the crowd respond to that, like you could say, I don't like that type of thing, that wrestling thing. But when you have thousands of people screaming the top of their lungs and going nuts and saying fight forever and this shit's awesome by two guys just chopping each other for 5 minutes. You know what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
have to second guess yourself about some of the shit that you're doing on your TV show. For sure.
And this is like, it's a cool kind of main event because like AEW will do a lot of main events. Will be like kind of lucha style tag, with like lots of high spots, or they'll have like a violent, bloody, like hardcore match.
Yeah.
But it's rare that we see these like stiff matches. But there's so few wrestlers that wrestle this style. But yeah, Joe and Suzuki, people will remember this one for sure.
Definitely. What a match,
Yeah.
man. And
Joe
Joe
ends
wins.
up winning. So Joe is our new Ring of Honor TV champion.
Congrats to Joe. Well deserved. Another title etched off in his fucking box of numerous world titles and titles from around the world.
Yeah. I think this will be like it for Suzuki for North America for a bit at least. Like, I think he came for WrestleMania weekend,
I
won the
think he did
title.
his job. His job, him and Ishii's job. Ishii was doing the Impact, and I
Yeah.
think he's doing a match in another company also. Their job is they're the olive branch for New Japan. It's the okay. We take Americans here. We'll let you have some of our Japanese guys.
Yeah.
Which they haven't done in a while. Like a lot of the Japanese guys that were over here were free agents, guys that
Yeah.
have actually been signed by New Japan that they're loaning. Like they've loaned North American guys to companies. Like Jay White's been everywhere. You know what I'm saying?
I think the COVID had a lot to do with that, you
Yeah.
know?
But to have the Japanese guys come over from New
Yeah, it's
Japan
awesome.
has been
Finally,
awesome. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
So Suzuki, yeah, like he had a cool little run back here in North America. But yeah, I don't think we'll be seeing him back in AEW. This was just like a cool main event, and like that'll be it.
Yeah, that's it. I think it's just it's his first time. I think it's probably his first time here or first time here in a long time.
Yeah.
It's probably his career. His career is coming to what I mean, he's an older
Eventually,
man,
soon, got to be coming to an end. Yeah.
and he's in Japan. I mean, that's not exactly fucking the other side of the border in Mexico. It's the other side of the world. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah. He does. That's it. Exactly.
I
You
won't
don't
say
really
it's a
get that much of a
farewell
chance.
tour, but it's probably his farewell tour for North America. That's why he did so many companies and he claimed one title so he could say that he had one title in North America. He wore a title over there too when he retires in his in his
Yeah, yeah.
accomplishment and whatnot. So that's why I think Ishii too is the same thing. We're seeing him too because him too, the time is ticking. These guys are in their 50s. You
That's
know,
it.
the
Yeah, they
body can't
might.
take.
That's it. Especially for traveling like across the. Maybe they'll still wrestle a couple times in Japan per year, but maybe not to travel all the way to North America.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
yeah,
So
good to
overall,
see.
yeah, excellent episode of Dynamite here.
It was.
As we said, a couple minor things here or there, but yeah, like they're keeping on their awesome momentum here.
Yeah, good booking. So
That's it.
good
So,
booking is part of everything,
oh yeah,
and good production. Let's mention that Sanjay Dutt being added to the
oh
production.
yeah, okay, yeah. Let's not forget. Okay,
I mean,
Sanjay Dutt comes out with a box,
and yeah,
and he's
him
just
and Jay
like,
Lee.
it's just a middle finger in the box.
It's just a middle finger in the box. Oh yeah, and then the lights go off, and it's this dude that I've never seen before. I didn't know he was a basketball player, but this man
Another
is a giant.
giant.
Yeah,
They're
but man,
introducing a giant here.
did you see the size of his hands?
Yeah, I'm
Man,
really interested to see how Tony Khan is gonna book a giant.
you know what though? This guy can move though.
He
Like, you know
looks,
what I'm saying? He looks a little more mobile. You know what I mean? He's able to move a little. He looks a little faster. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Well, if he
He's
was a
not
basketball player, you gotta have some speed at some instance.
exactly. He's not the great Khali who has like knee problems
Yeah,
and
yeah.
moves like a snail in the ring. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
yeah, he
So,
definitely looks more athletic than Great Khali.
yeah, I
I'm
think this
really
guy's
interested to see what happens with this guy.
they say that he's been training. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah,
I mean, he didn't look bad in the little moments and the little things that he did. Like, he didn't fuck up anything that he did.
no, yeah, that's
He,
it. Yeah.
he
And if
didn't
he's with
look
Jay Lethal
terrible.
and Sanjay Dutt, those are great mentors.
Yeah, they're teachers, so they're both good trainers. So he's probably practicing with them. They're going to give him pointers. He couldn't be put with two nicer guys that are good trainers to learn the business.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, for sure. Two awesome, awesome mentors. And that's gonna be interesting for sure. Like
yeah,
a lot of people have said that like AEW didn't have enough big guys. Well, now they got a giant. So
now
that's
they got to. Yeah,
I mean they do have Big Show, but he only wrestles on Elevation every once in a while.
exactly. So,
So yeah, let's get into a bit of other news before the end of the episode here.
oh, one last EW thing. Can we
Yeah,
please give a moment to say congratulations to Lufisto, who
yeah, for
wrestled
Elevation. Yeah,
for Elevation
yeah, she had a
with
good match
Amy
on
Sakura.
Elevation.
With Emi Sakura and Bunny as her partners. Like, she wasn't in there like as a nobody taking a loss, man.
No,
And
exactly. Yeah, she had a pretty good run for the WrestleMania weekend and then keeping that momentum going with an appearance on Elevation. Things are looking great for Lufisto. I mean,
I mean,
she's
it's a
been wrestling for over 2 decades and she's
man.
still like,
Listen, if we could get her for an interview, it would be awesome. I can tell you this: I saw her at the bank because she's from my hometown. I saw her at the
Sorrel,
bank
represent Sorrel.
3 years ago, and she said she was retired and she was done, and the doctor said she couldn't wrestle. And
Yeah,
I think that that is fucking amazing. That she went from that all the way to wrestling for the NWA on a regular basis, and now on AEW, even if it's
yeah.
one and out. You know what I'm saying? And even Jay Lethal on his Twitter gave her praise and said, "You deserve it." So to me, that, like, you know what I mean? Wow, good for fucking her,
If
man.
anyone deserves it, it's her for sure. Yeah, as you were saying, like at one point, there news was circulating that like from her herself saying that she was going to stop wrestling for a while, and then her career is like we're saying, like she's still reaching new heights after being in the business for over 20 years. It's like super impressive, super inspiring, and gotta wish her only the best for sure. I
Yeah,
don't know, like maybe we will see her back on Elevation at one point, or Dark, or even making
Ring
more
of
appearances.
Honor.
Who knows,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. They're gonna have to develop that Ring of Honor female division anyway. So you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? They
yeah,
have
that's a
to,
good point.
I would see her fitting in there. I mean, if they're gonna sign Mercedes Martinez, who's the exact same age as her, I mean, you might as well sign Lufisto too. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah. No, yeah, hopefully. And I mean, it would be great for both sides. It'd be great for them to have her because she would bring a lot to the company, you know?
definitely.
And they like women who could do hardcore. Well, there you go, you know?
The queen, she's the queen, man, and the queen of intergender matches, man. So I mean, bring
That's
it
it.
back. So
So yeah. So Impact this week, it was basically like a recapitulation of the multiverse of matches, was it called?
yeah, yeah, the multiverse, yeah.
So I mean that's cool for those who didn't see it. We had already seen it. But yeah, Impact will be back this week,
Yep.
tomorrow, or
Yes.
tonight, depending on when people end up watching this.
Yeah.
Yeah, so WWE, the storylines are continuing. They're gonna merge the tag titles now.
Oh,
But that seems to be like the main storyline. It seems like they're cooling off after WrestleMania. The one thing I found interesting is Cody, like just seeing what someone who's been in AEW does in WWE. I don't know how long I'll find that interesting, but yeah.
as long as they're willing to use him.
Yeah, there you
Like
go.
at the end of the day, if they decide to pull the plug on him again, they'll pull the plug on him again. You know, so I think yeah.
And it looks like Kevin Owens, I mean, he wrestled Stone Cold at WrestleMania. It's such a high, like, obviously you're not gonna be able to stay
No,
on like a crazy high like that. So, but yeah, now his next feud seems like it's gonna be with
he's
Elias, who's now shaved and is claiming that he is his brother Ezekiel.
yeah. He looks exactly like Eli Drake.
Yeah, he does
His
look very similar to
his
Eli
his
Drake.
whole character is Eli Drake when he came out with his character in Impact a couple of years ago. When he first brought him out, he looked exactly like that. Exactly the same
Yeah,
character,
this
just
is
with the
like weird. I don't know. We'll see like where this goes. But yeah, he's
yeah,
just dressed like some guy straight out of NXT kind of tights, like cool tights, you
yeah,
know?
exactly, yeah.
But yeah, like
I mean, he looks good like this. I can't say the dude doesn't look intimidating and good. You know what I mean? I mean, if he can pull it off, I think it's better than a dude that plays guitar in the middle of the ring every
Elias,
time.
like, yeah, like maybe it ran its course.
You
The
know?
guy always had some potential. There was always like some part of it that I found annoying, but
Yeah. But I could see this becoming a good heel or like whatever character. You know what I'm saying? I could like,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, like I think this might go somewhere that might be like somewhat interesting.
yeah, exactly.
I seen an interview with Randy Orton on the Pat McAfee podcast on YouTube. Just a couple interesting things he said on there. He said that teaming with Riddle, at first he really wasn't sure, but that actually has reinvigorated his passion for wrestling. And then he even admitted that like there's been periods of his career where he was just like checked out, like we were saying before, going by the motions, like Jericho
Yeah,
was doing, like, and like, yeah, so that's like a real thing, you know, and like,
that's cool,
uh,
man.
yeah, so yeah, people check out that interview. And I mean, I, this
I
week
mean,
on
Riddle.
Raw, yeah, they had like Orton and Riddle. They're often like as a team in the main event. At first, I wasn't sure about that, but yeah, like it's a good act. It's
Yeah, it
one
is.
of the more entertaining acts in WWE.
It is. It is. And I like Matt. Like I met Matt when he was in the UFC and he came to
Nice.
Montreal. Like he came to the club I worked at for the whole weekend. They stayed in Montreal the whole weekend after the fight. After his first fight in UFC, it was in Montreal.
Yeah,
And
yeah, that's true, man. That's it.
he came and chilled at the bar all 3 nights, man. We smoked joints. Like, he is who you see on TV. That is Matt Riddle. That's
Nice.
not Matt
Yeah.
Riddle's character. That's Matt Riddle. A little bit toned down. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
in
yeah.
public, you know. But that's Matt, man. Just a fucking nice guy. Just like, you know what I mean? He's just like the day he showed up in WWE, man. I was like, fuck, this is fucking awesome, man. What, so cool? Because he said he wanted to do it. You know, he was like, I'm
That's
thinking
it.
about
He
going
has the
to pro
talent.
wrestling. You know, I was like, fucking real? Fuck, cool, man.
That's it. He had the talent and like definitely has that charisma and yeah. So I'm gonna give my thumbs up of the week this week to Matt Riddle. Yeah, that's it.
Let's
For
give it to good old
reinvigorating
Matt.
Orton's career.
Yes, thank you, Matt.
Yeah, and he
Please
himself,
drop
he's
the
great.
fucking. Yeah, he is, but please drop the fucking
The scooter,
scooter.
yeah, it's just unnecessary. And like
'Cause-
eventually, yeah, I do want to see what he'll do like as a singles competitor. I know we've seen him wrestle a bit singles before teaming with Orton, but I'd like to see more of that eventually, you know. This guy
exactly,
could
like
eventually be world champ, you know, for
oh, he
sure.
could, he could, he has total, but total, in my opinion, he has total Kurt Angle type potential for an athletic person that wasn't, you know, a WWE schooled
Yeah, yeah,
wrestler.
exactly.
You
Like
know
a
what I'm saying?
classic kind of athlete. Yeah.
Yeah, like a guy who came from MMA or from college wrestling and that became an amazing pro wrestler. I think he has that potential, man. He's just like, he's a beast in real life. Like, the guy
No,
is
for sure. Yeah. He has the
like, he will,
credibility and he's got the charisma. Yeah,
you
for
know,
sure.
so. And he's
Yeah.
a likable dude, so he could be a perfect fucking, you know what
Yeah,
I
he's like
mean?
a natural face for sure.
A
For
natural
sure.
face, man, more than he would ever be a heel, you know,
Yeah.
in
I
my
don't know how he
opinion.
would do heel. They'll have to
Now they'd have to cut his hair and make him, you know,
some
push
kind
him to
of
be a
change his
jerk, you
character.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'd have to totally change, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kudos.
So that was all the news in wrestling this week, ladies and gentlemen. Join us right back here next week for more news. And that's it for Pro Wrestling Tonight.